What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Mr. Pound for Pound himself, and I gotta talk about it. The fight yesterday, I predicted it to the T. I said second round stoppage. Didn't say who was gonna stop who, but I did say it was gonna be a knockout in round two. I should have bet online, but I didn't. Wanderlei Silva knocks out Brian Stann. It was a great fight. It was a wild brawl. I loved it. It lasted for 9 minutes and 8 seconds, and every 9 minutes, all of that time, I just loved what I was seeing. I love Wanderlei. Just gonna talk about the fight real quick. If you guys didn't see it, man, try to catch it. I don't know how UFC is about YouTube. I know boxing is real cool about it, but UFC, I don't know. You might have to try to catch that fight somewhere online. But it was a great fight. All props to Wanderlei, one of my favorites, MMA fighters of all time. He's done so much for the sport. You know, the Axe Murderer. He well deserves that name. You know, Pride champion for years. I mean, he ruled Pride, came over to USC, had some mixed results. I still believe that Wanderlei, what ruined him when he came overseas was the jump to heavyweight in the heavyweight tournament in Pride. He had to put on some weight. He was never the same coming down to light heavyweight 205 ever after that. Once he did that heavyweight tournament in Pride, he was never the same. He came back down, dropped the weight, and ever since then, his chin's been, you know, iffy. So, you know, Wanderlei is still a great fighter. It's just that, you know, he's a little shot in some parts of his arsenal, but he's still got the power, still got the skills, and mainly he's still got the heart for fighting. Brian Stann, all props to Brian Stann, the All-American. I personally like Brian Stann. You know, I want to see him continue on. Currently, right now, he's got 12 wins and 6 losses. That's no big deal. You know, everybody in the UFC has losses. So, you know, it's no problem. You know what I mean? Brian Stann can obviously come back and do good things. You know, I thought he fought a good fight. He just was a little too American, I guess you could say. He wanted to stand in there and trade, and I guess, you know, when looking at Wanderlei, I mean, it's probably real tempting to want to trade with him because you know that the chin is not what it used to be. The man is not what he used to be. But that's still a legend. You know what I'm saying? It's still Wanderlei Silva. And he was in Japan. You know what I mean? That's a place where most of his greatest victories and greatest accolades happened. So the vibe, I mean, there's just something about life and the aura of life and the vibe in a certain area that gives a fighter new life. And that's what we saw last night, and I loved it. Wanderlei Silva went down a few times off some crazy exchanges. Brian Stann went down a few times off some crazy exchanges. And it ended with a beautiful right hand to the face and then a finish. It was a tiny little left hook. He was pretty much done with that right hand. He fell back, and then Wanderlei just cleaned him up with the punches, knocking Stann out cold in the second round. And I love it. Wanderlei Silva, I hope he, you know, I want to see Wanderlei build. I want to see him rebuild. I would love to see Wanderlei go back on a reign. I would love to see Wanderlei get the title at least one more time before he does retire. That'd be so cool. But like I said, if you guys haven't seen the fight, please go try to catch it. It was a good, exciting fight for as long as it lasted. Rough and tumble brawl, and I hope to see Wanderlei Silva, one of my MMA idols, in the future. And I hope he really does rebuild his career, get some, you know, get some better training. He looked a little flabby last night, but that's okay. You know, and hey, we'll see Wanderlei do some great things, hopefully. Everybody take care. Get at me on my email or leave me comments, guys. All right. You guys take care. Bye-bye.